Morning everybody. So today we are doing some fence checking, so going around the field and checking stuff. First thing I need to do, or I want to do today, is take down the temporary electric fence, which is, I think I run over, fencing Tommy off from Basil and Chesney. So I'm going to do that first. Tommy's, well, they're all here. I was going to ride Basil, but he's pulled a nail off at a funny angle on his shoe, so it's not a sensible plan. So the hay was there for Chesney while I was riding Basil. I haven't taken it down yet, so let's do this fence, and I will, two bottoms, I'll update you in a little while. Tommy's been making me laugh because he's running around very excited for some reason. He has been out with the others the last couple of days, but in the smaller bit, so now I'm taking the fence down. He's been running around with his tail in the air. If I can get the camera out quick enough. He's so hairy, it's just amazing. And sorry, the neighbour is trimming their hedge. Aren't they, Tom? Now the sun's now rise, Thomas. I'm not sure about going between where the posts are. Are you very hairy? You're like a fluffy teddy bear. You're like a fluffy teddy bear. You're not going to run around now I've got the camera out, are you? So that's the fence down, so now they've got a much bigger area to run around like hoodlums in. So I'm just going to do a walk around, and I'm going to keep the camera like this because it's quite windy, so if I go any further away from the, fell down a hole, from the microphone on the camera, you won't be able to hear me. So basically I'm just going to go around and check the water trough is alright, everything's working okay, pipe's still attached, it's nice and full. I mentioned in my blog last week that we had some of these posts replaced this year, so these should be fine. I'm just going to check along here, check that it's all attached okay. So I've still got a bit of electric fence along here. This bit is a bit that Chesney and Basil were in this side, and I've been moving this a little bit every now and again. So I'm just going to go and move this bit up here for them. So that's that done. Obviously Tommy is now in here as well. The plan is, I think, that by Christmas they will be over in all of this bit, so this bit of fence would have gone down totally. And then we've got another side of the field then for them after Christmas. So we've done quite well. The grass has been growing really only up until the last week or two, so I've actually got lots of grass this year at the moment, so we might be okay for this summer, for this winter, which may be why they're still not eating much hay, because there's lots of nice grass. Anyway, so let's oh, that's the neighbour's cat. I think it's just caught a mouse. So again, all these posts, I want to check this. This is electric wire. Along the front here we've got, this is electrified as well, which I've probably mentioned in the past. It's got an electric string through it, so it's really good because it almost looks like post and rail from a distance, so it looks smart, but Basil can't windsuck on it because it's electrified across the top, whereas with rails he used to just windsuck, and all the rails around the field just looked dreadful because they looked chewed. Chesney helped chew them once Basil had started them, really. Anyway, so that works really well here. So we've got this wire because there's a ditch here before the hedge, and obviously you don't want your horse to fall in the ditch, so I've got a electric fence inside the ditch so they don't fall in the ditch. I've only got a single strand. If you had a small pony, you would probably have 2 strands. Fidget, if he wanted to, could have got under there, but he was always very nervous of the electric fence, so I was never concerned that he would try. So one has always been okay, and evidently, obviously, Basil and Chesney could never fit under there, and Tommy couldn't either. So I'm just checking these are all in here. Also usually have a little bit of a look as I walk around to see if there's any rubbish, or because we're just surrounded by a farm and a neighbour's garden, rubbish doesn't tend to be a problem here unless it blows in. We don't have people throwing stuff over the hedge or whatever, but obviously you don't want anything sharp in your field. One thing I have to look out for is rabbit holes, because that is a problem at the other side of the field, so we will find some the other side. But down here it's not usually a problem. All the leaves are coming down. In fact, they've quite a lot gone from the trees down here. They're looking pretty bare already. Over there, yes, these ones have lost their leaves already. We're lucky I don't have any sycamores around the field, so I don't have to worry about atypical myopathy with my boys. Also, I don't have any oak trees, so I don't have to fence them with acorns, where I used to keep them in the past. Oh, there's an old post here. I would have thought they would have taken that away when they put the new ones down. Right, I'm just going to need 2 hands to move. Yeah, I think they missed a post here. I'm pretty sure there was one here. Well, there obviously was one here because there's one there, but I can't see where it was touching the ground. But it pulled this wire further away from the ditch. I should have to get him to come back and do that. And in fact, I might have to put some electric fence up along there when they're in here to keep them a bit away from the ditch, because that's quite close to the ditch there. That's quite frustrating. It's difficult when the grass was long, I think, when they came really. So this all looks okay in this corner here. This is a new post here, so that one's quite strong. We used to have the use of the field next door, so we've now fenced that corner off. So this is all safe down here. There's another ditch in the hedge. Yes, I'm going to give this a go because I'm in a corner. It's quite nice having the hedge in the ditch because I feel extra safe really for the horses. And it's going to be difficult for anyone to get them out. I have read that people go around and they'll cut your hedge down, then lay it all back up so it looks like it hasn't been cut down, and then they can come back and easily get in and steal your horse. So that's an important thing to look for as well. The advantage of having the ditch all the way round is that makes life much more tricky for them. There's an electricity pylon that's just on the fence line here, which you can see, and we have 2 wires, 2 of the stabilising wires that come into the field. Now I've heard horrible stories about horses injuring themselves on these. Sorry, the camera keeps moving, I keep falling over holes. About horses hurting themselves on these metal wires. So we have allowed the hawthorny bushes to grow up there, and got an electric fence that runs round it, so the horses cannot get to that stabilising wire. They could rip their legs on and make a dreadful mess of themselves, because obviously it comes all the way down to there. So I've made it so the horses can't get near to that. And the other one, which is well hidden, is just in there as well, and you can hardly see that. So the horses can't get to it. It's got that nice bit of tree on it and there as well, which is working better this side, but we'll fill out the other side, and then the fencing so they can't get to it. Now down here is something I've got to do before the winter, because there was a post replaced down here, And this side of the field then is the bit that I'm hoping to save till after Christmas. It won't last them all the way until the grass starts to grow again, I don't think. However, it will go a good long way to doing that, so that makes me feel quite happy. And it is all down to the fact that I think that the grass seems to have had quite a long growing season this year, because I don't think I've managed the field particularly any differently this year than I have in the past, but this year we seem to have more grass left, or bigger areas of the field anyway. So along here, this is quite a big hedge here. Down this end we've kept the hedge quite high along here and around here. I haven't been trimming it from the top because it gives them a really nice shelter down here, because the wind is colder and it comes from that direction. I've just seen the state of my hand. So here they've put a post in, but there's a big hole and the horses could still, a bit like with a rabbit hole, get their leg in that, so I've got to bring lots of stones down and fill that hole. But apart from that, and I have been round since they came, so I can't believe I missed that post on the other side of the field, to be honest. But this is all looking good. We've got like a little corner that's like a bit of a woody area, and hopefully there's lots of birds and things in there. We do have a little owl, lives in a tree up the side here. Don't see him that often. I did get a picture of him a year or so ago, which I think I would have posted on Facebook, but we don't see him very often. So this side of the field, there's lots of leaves still on the hedge, which is interesting. And it also so funny how little the grass has grown just here. It still looks really like Tommy's just been eating it, but he hasn't. It's been on here for a long time. So it is interesting how this bit, although it's covered in leaves, hasn't grown much, but then you can see that over there, how green that is. So this is where we start thinking about rabbit holes. That's a rabbit hole. Doesn't look like they're using that though, so I can fill that one in. Then they have some under here in here, but as long as they're the other side of the electric fence, we're okay. This is the tree that the little owl lives in. It had a huge branch that came down over the field, but it had to be taken down, which was a shame really, but he came back. This is the tree I've seen him in, but we won't catch him. I should think he's tucked inside asleep. This is very windy, but as I say, this is where he lives. So this corner of the arena here is where rabbits have started getting into action again. And I don't have anything. Oh, and there's a big one there. That's a big one against rabbits. But I'd rather they just didn't dig their holes in the field where the horses can get their legs. So this corner of the field will be fenced off before they come back again, because there's another one there. It was fenced off last spring when they were in here. And arena, yellow with leaves. So this is the electric fence here again. So it's looking quite good. I'm quite pleased with the field. So I've just got one more water trough to check. And there's lots of grass here because this bit was seeded after they built the arena. So this is big, long grass. It really grows quite lush amongst the weeds. We are getting control of the weeds. It's funny how when you do work on something, then you end up with lots of weeds. Nosy boys. Again. Tommy's not nosy enough. The sun's right behind them, so Tommy's not nosy enough to stop eating though. Well, just checking this water trough. There we go, that one's alright as well. Oh, there's a leaf. Pipe's okay. So we've checked the water troughs, we've checked all the fencing round, been checking for rubbish, any sharp objects or anything, rabbit holes. So I'm quite pleased how good the field is looking. And the sun's come out now, which is nice because it was really horrible earlier. It's really quite windy and it is cold, but it's sunny. And the boys are having a lovely time. So that's a field tour check for this week. So thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, bye.